In October 1955, a small merchant vessel left Samoa on what should have been a routine journey across the South Pacific. Its destination was the Tokelau Islands. The trip was expected to take around 2 days. On board were 25 people: crew members, passengers, cargo, and medical supplies. But the ship never arrived. For weeks, there was no sign of it, no wreckage, no survivors, no clear answer. Then, more than a month later, another vessel spotted something strange drifting in the ocean near Fiji. It was the missing ship, the MV Joyita. But when rescuers reached it, they found something far more disturbing than a wreck. The Joyita was still afloat, damaged, tilted, and partially flooded, but not sunk. And every single person on board was gone. No crew, no passengers, no bodies. The MV Joyita would become known as one of the strangest ghost ship mysteries of the Pacific. And nearly 70 years later, one question still remains. Why would 25 people abandon a ship that refused to sink? The Joyita had not started life as a working cargo boat. It was originally built as a luxury yacht in the 1930s. Its name came from the Spanish word for little jewel. The ship was relatively small but unusually buoyant. Its hull was designed in a way that made it extremely difficult to sink. Parts of it were lined with cork, giving the vessel extra flotation. In simple terms, even if the Joyita filled with water, it could still remain above the surface. During the Second World War, it was used for patrol duties. After the war, it became a fishing and trading vessel operating in the Pacific. By 1955, however, it was no longer a pristine yacht. It was aging, modified, and according to later investigations, in poor mechanical condition. Still, when it left Apia on the 3rd of October, the voyage should have been straightforward. The Joyita was heading north toward Tokelau. The distance was not especially large by Pacific standards, but somewhere along the route, something went wrong. When the ship failed to arrive, a search was launched. Aircraft looked across the surrounding ocean. Ships kept watch, but nothing was found. The Pacific simply swallowed the Joyita. Then, on the 10th of November, 1955, the vessel was finally sighted. But it was nowhere near where it should have been. It had drifted hundreds of miles off course. When investigators examined the ship, they found a disturbing scene. The vessel was listing heavily to one side. Some windows were smashed. The radio was not working properly. The engine room had taken on water. The ship's logbook was missing. The dinghy and life rafts were gone. There were signs that people had tried to deal with an emergency. Mattresses had reportedly been used in a strange attempt to block or protect part of the engine area. A makeshift awning had been rigged on deck. The radio was found tuned to the international distress frequency, but if anyone had sent a mayday, it had not brought help. Even more unsettling, some reports claim the ship's clocks had stopped at around 10:25. Whatever happened, it may have happened at night. And whatever the people on board believed was happening, it was serious enough for them to leave. But the most confusing detail was this: the Joyita was still floating, despite the flooding, despite the damage, despite being abandoned for weeks. It had not gone down. That fact created the central mystery of the case. If the ship was still afloat, why did everyone leave it? One theory is that the crew believed the Joyita was sinking. In darkness, with water entering the vessel, broken equipment and no working radio contact, panic may have spread. If the passengers and crew thought rescue was not coming, they may have taken the rafts and dinghy. But the Joyita's unusual buoyancy meant it stayed afloat long after they left. If that is what happened, the cruel truth may be that the safest place was the ship itself. Another theory focuses on mechanical failure. A leaking pipe may have allowed water into the vessel. The engines may already have been unreliable. If power failed and the pumps stopped working, the crew could have believed they were losing the ship. In the middle of the Pacific, at night, with limited communication, that belief could have been fatal. There were also darker theories. Some suggested piracy, others claimed mutiny. There were rumors of violence, hidden cargo, or even Cold War involvement. But no strong evidence has ever proved any of those claims. No bodies were recovered, no final message was found, no survivor ever came forward. The Joyita itself was the only witness, and it gave investigators more questions than answers. The missing lifeboat suggested that the people on board may have abandoned ship. The missing logbook suggested the captain may have taken important records with him. The damage suggested a serious emergency, but the floating ship suggested the emergency may have been misunderstood. That is what makes the MV Joyita so haunting. It may not have been a supernatural mystery. It may not have been an attack. It may have been a chain of ordinary failures, a leak, broken engines, a weak radio, darkness, fear, and one terrible decision. 25 people may have left a ship they believed was doomed, only for that ship to remain above the water for weeks, drifting silently across the South Pacific, empty, damaged, but alive. Today, the fate of the people aboard the MV Joyita remains unresolved. The ocean returned the ship, but it never returned the people, and somewhere between Samoa, Tokelau, and Fiji, the final moments of the Joyita were lost to the sea, a ghost ship that would not sink, and a mystery the Pacific still refuses to give back. This was the mystery of the MV Joyita, the ship found empty at sea.